are now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Ha! Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Dad light, Doug light, bright lights in sight. All right. What? Dad light, Doug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, Doug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Let's get it.
What? At Tanagra, when the walls fell. This is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host Jason. We got Harrison in the room today. He is on the soundboard and on the cameras. Preston is our information czar. Anytime we need information, Preston is at the ready. And good old pumpkin dip is sitting over here to my left, otherwise known as Jesse. But this pumpkin dip thing that might take off. So
yeah.
No, I pray it doesn't.
Yeah.
It won't be the worst nickname I've ever had.
No,
though.
it won't be.
Dad, why are you called Pumpkin Dip?
So, Jason, how are you doing today?
Mad at the devil.
Okay.
The Bible says...
Let the devil know not today. It's a T-shirt.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I think I've seen that, yeah. No, the Bible says that the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Angela Lansbury dead.
Oh, I know.
Age 96.
I know.
Mm-hmm. I'm mad at the devil.
Yeah.
Listen, they already took the queen. I'm okay with that.
How old was she?
96.
Really makes you think,
Yeah.
If she could go,
any of us could go. Yeah. Well, we've established that everybody dies.
Do we
but
know?
Why Angela?
Here's the really sucky part about it.
Yeah.
If she was murdered, how would anyone ever find out?
Because Columbo's dead too.
Yeah. So, there's nobody that could prove it. Do you think she was murdered?
Listen, I think it's 50-50.
Mm-hmm. But we'll never know.
What was Anthony Fauci doing at the time?
That's what I want to know.
Anything could have happened.
Okay.
We don't know.
All right.
There's no details released.
Well, obviously, we're going to start the show off today with the Mount Rushmore of red fruits. Let's do it.
Red fruit.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's the Mount Rushmore of red fruits.
Well, I think apple.
Apple is definitely the George Washington.
Although there are different colored apples. There's a green apple.
Mm-hmm.
Does all apples?
Apple. Just red apple.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know that a cherry is a fruit. Is a berry a fruit?
That's a good question.
You know what I
Only
don't
if
know.
we had an information czar.
I don't know. Now they say
there are some berries that are
Are berries fruit?
There are some on
okay.
here.
All right.
Berries
so
are fruit. Okay.
So if berries are fruit, so we're going to count berries
cherry
as fruit. I would say cherry and strawberry.
Oh, strawberry.
Those are two right off the bat. So we got apple, cherry, strawberry. Now a tomato's a
Tomato.
fruit.
It's got to be tomato.
What else?
Watermelon?
Oh, well, see, this is good because
it's red on the inside.
The flesh is red, but the skin is green.
It is on the list that I have pulled up, so we
really
can count it. Yeah.
Okay.
Of red?
Yes, I've read.
See, yeah. Now, do you know what a blood orange is?
I do know what a blood orange is.
Have you ever had a blood orange?
Do you know what blood sausage is?
Ooh.
Have you ever had blood sausage?
It's Jesse's
Oh,
other
we were keeping this
nickname.
PG-13, Dan.
They eat blood sausage in Ireland, I think. So,
Yeah. Blood oranges are red on the inside.
Okay. Yeah.
Got pomegranates.
Pomegranate.
I like pomegranate flavored things a lot. Are
Yeah.
those the ones that have all the little tiny things on the inside when you break them open? I like a pomegranate. Okay, what else?
For some reason, red peppers on here, which is really
A red bell pepper?
Yeah.
Sure. Isn't that a vegetable?
guess-
I mean, it's
I don't
on
know the difference.
Technically, I don't know.
People say it's
Lots of people
It's like
say.
some things you know
Yeah.
it when you see it. Some things are just like you know it when you see it. And I say a pepper's not a fruit.
It's a vegetable.
It's a vegetable.
Yeah, I agree. So apple, cherry, pomegranate,
Strawberry.
strawberry.
Those
There it
little
is.
Plums. Plums are on here too.
I like a plum, but a plum
plum
is
is
more
purple.
Well,
It's more
plum is a color. Like I
That's
think,
true.
I think one of the Crayola crayons
Is plum.
is plum.
Yeah.
So it gets its. I'd say
Mount Rushmore of plum-colored
Mount Rushmore of plum-colored foods. Plum's got to be number one.
is an eggplant.
I think
Plum?
an eggplant is plum-colored.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You see, I think eggplant's number one of plum-colored fruits.
But
Over a plum?
Yeah.
No.
Does a plum have its own emoji on the Apple keyboard?
That's
no.
a good
Does
question.
an eggplant?
Look it
Yes.
up. We got a lot of stuff
But
to look up.
I'm telling you,
I'm trying.
the plum is the
go so
George
fast.
Washington. He needs multiple screens and a
I know.
keyboard.
I share my iPad and just my phone at the same time.
He's on an iPod Mini.
So if I go, yeah, why is that even?
He's got the spinning disc on there.
Why
trying to-
are you on a Zoom? All right, or a Zune. This is a Zune.
I love the Zune.
You love the Zune.
I would still rock it.
Okay, I cannot find a plum emoji.
Yep.
So,
But now type in eggplant.
eggplant. Yep, there it is, right there.
It's one of my most used emojis,
I believe
actually.
I'm
that.
sure it is.
I believe that.
Mr.
right.
Pumpkin Dip over there.
We did it. We did it.
Mount Rushmore of things to carve.
Okay, because of
Pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
Yeah.
Wood.
Wood would be right up there. Stone.
People carve stone. Yeah, that's pretty good.
So you got stone, wood,
Ice.
ice carve. Yeah. And pumpkin.
Wait a minute. So what do we got?
Things to carve.
Pumpkin, wood,
Ice. And stone.
Stone. I don't know. I mean, do you carve anything else?
Metal.
There's
you
people on
with
here
metal.
carving fruits.
Yeah.
Listen, you could carve an eggplant.
You could carve an eggplant.
Yeah.
I've seen people carve watermelons.
Yeah.
I've seen that as well.
That's
I
pretty
think
fun.
ice. I think ice is definitely
Ice is
there,
good.
and wood is definitely there. I'd be willing to set stone aside,
Okay, let's put stone to the side just for a second.
but pumpkin belongs.
Listen, I'll get up and walk out of here right now if we don't put pumpkin on this list. Okay. So pumpkin, ice, wood.
Yeah, we got one more thing: carving.
I mean, I think stone is like an all-time,
I agree.
right?
Yeah, sculptures, stone.
Yes.
Yeah,
Stone.
You know the statues.
All right. There it is.
That's pretty good.
What do you got today, Jason? I've already got us 7 minutes into the show.
Speaking of dying, Angela Lansbury, if
I was
you,
with you.
would go to jail right now
Okay.
for 1 year, in order to add 2 years on the end of your life,
Ooh.
how long would you serve?
So for every year, I get an extra 2 years at the end of my life.
Yes. Now we don't know when the end of
So
your life
hypothetically,
Yeah.
if I was going to die at 80
is.
and I went to jail for then 10 years,
Then you'd have
I'd live to be 100.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't like that deal because this is, I mean, if I could like, I don't know.
Could you do it in days? Could you say, yeah, I'm gonna go spend a day in jail, to
And you get 2
more
days at the end?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just randomly through your life.
The problem is, I don't know
When you're going to
when
die.
you're, I mean,
if you're going to die at 50,
yeah.
yeah, I'll serve a couple years.
It changes a couple things.
Yeah.
I'd like to make it a couple, but if I'm going to make it to 80, mid 80s.
What if you serve
I-
50 years?
Oh, well, there you go.
And you're going to, now you got 100 on top of your 80. You'd be 180.
Which would be pretty cool.
If you invested your money right, you could have a lot.
That's never been a strong suit for me. I like this hypothetical.
Yeah.
I would choose to serve 0 years.
You just die whenever.
Just let it happen.
Yeah.
I'm at a pretty important point in my life right now.
Yeah.
So,
But
No.
you might also think that later in life.
Yeah,
maybe.
But if you could do it days at a time, and you could just pick whenever you went in. Let's say you're about
like
on
you
your
serve every
deathbed.
Saturday.
Yeah, or let's
like
say
once a
you're on
week.
your deathbed and you're like, oh, I'm going to go in now. And you just stay in jail on your deathbed until you're better.
Yeah.
And then you come out with so much more life.
that's actually not like if you get a diagnosis that you're going to die,
Yeah.
you just be like, take me straight to jail.
Yeah.
And I'll stay there for
Yeah.
50 years and I'll get 100 years on the back end.
Yeah, but do you live in that awful state for the next
You're the
100
one
years?
that created
Well,
the
but here's the
hypothetical.
thing. You stay in there long enough until technology catches up. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
now you can live
Forever.
forever.
And technology will catch up.
Eventually, yeah.
So are we serving the sentence like here, or are we serving it elsewhere? Because it all depends. Because I'm looking up different like sentence times for different crimes,
Yeah.
and we have the highest.
What do you mean we have the
I
highest?
don't understand
Like,
what's going on.
So I just looked at different sentences for different crimes.
Okay.
Right.
I don't think we were talking about crime. We're just like
You know,
voluntarily.
I don't have
I
to-
told you guys.
voluntarily? Okay,
I told you
okay.
guys.
Yeah,
that
like
bring
no,
your
I'm going to
precedent
kill
on
someone, serve
this.
life in jail.
Hey,
That gives me 2 lives.
That you
at
can
the
do
end.
it.
Yeah, like you don't have to serve a crime to go to jail. The goal is
Preston's like behind Jesse, like ready to, he's like, all right, we're
Manslaughter or murder? I need to know how many times I'm going to serve.
Manslaughter's less than murder, but
Yeah.
it feels so much worse. Like
Manslaughter
sounds horrible.
You just slaughtered a man.
You just slaughtered a man.
Add that
We'll
to
take
the,
it easy on you.
Hey, add that to the list of things to carve.
Oh, people.
I'm gonna carve
You've been
you up.
watching the Jeffrey
Dahmer.
Dahmer series, yeah. Okay.
Dan and I were talking about it. Yeah.
You know, there was a Christian song in the 90s about Jeffrey Dahmer. You know.
I don't remember.
You don't remember that song?
I don't remember.
Jeffrey Dahmer went to heaven? You don't remember that
No.
song?
What?
There was
I
a-
believe it.
There was a song called Jeffrey Dahmer Went to Heaven.
He got saved.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Some famous preacher, right? Like went into jail. Like
Yeah.
it was like, I don't know, some famous TV preacher went in and evangelized him. And he said, sure, I'll pray your prayer.
So if I pray the prayer now, I get to live forever? Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's
Even
do
though
that.
I did all the bad
I
stuff.
mean, I did a bunch of bad stuff.
I'm
yeah.
gonna be honest with you. I enjoyed it.
People?
Do I have to regret it?
I did it on purpose.
It was enjoyable.
Would I do it again? Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that was the deal that he got. Do
That's a pretty good deal.
you want to talk about Trey Smith?
Listen, Trey Smith.
We want
What-
to
what
thank
camera am I
Craig
on? Yeah.
for giving me this book. I think he gave it to me.
Is it a borrow situation?
I think he ordered it, and somehow he got two, and so he gave me one.
I would love Craig. Is it Craig?
Craig. Mhm.
Does Craig watch a show?
I doubt it.
Craig, I would love a hard copy.
Okay.
A hard book.
Yeah,
If you could get
he
me
could
one of
maybe get
those.
it for you.
Yeah.
So
Does he have a connection with Trey Smith?
I just think he's a fan.
Listen, I'm a huge fan.
I
didn't think anybody else in Marion even knew who Trey Smith
Well,
was.
he
This
does.
book is a book of Nimrod.
Yeah.
Tower of Babel. Mm-hmm. It's filled with glorious things.
It is.
I
Is
love
that a
this.
giant skeleton?
Yes.
Oh.
Dude, there were giants. Giants in the land. Genesis chapter 6.
Yeah.
The sons of God mated with the daughters of man, and there were giants in the land called the Nephilim.
I do love this picture. This is one of my favorite
Let me see.
artist rendering of the
Tower of Babel,
the
yeah.
Tower of Babel with the guy like going like this.
Oh, he's dancing and spinning around. Yeah. It's in black and white because
Yeah.
they didn't have color back then. So,
It's true.
Ziggurat of Eridu. Mm-hmm. I love Trey Smith.
You do.
Yeah. So
Can you find him on YouTube or is he?
Oh, he's all over YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
He hasn't released anything recently, but his content I find fascinating. Mm-hmm. And I would not say every Christian would appreciate his stuff,
controversial.
but I love it.
Well, you know, I own one of his books. So what does that say about me?
Well, I'm taking it home.
Yeah,
so.
that's right.
You know, he used papyrus font
Yeah,
right there.
I don't like papyrus font. I've been on the record. He's using too many fonts here, though. This is a problem. Too many colors, too many fonts. It's just the brain doesn't know what to do with it.
It's a
all.
great coffee table
it's
book.
It's too much. Yeah, it's quite a coffee table book. Is this him right here?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Trey Smith right there.
That checks out.
I love Trey Smith. He's one of my favorite. Okay, did you see the Alex Jones court
Well,
case?
I saw that
The settlement.
that it was like hundreds of millions of dollars.
$1 billion.
that he has to
$1 billion. No, this just came
that
yesterday.
he has to pay the victims,
the victims of
families,
the Sandy Hook stuff. Yeah,
Right.
$1 billion.
because he caused them because
and suffering.
afterwards.
Yeah.
He kind of inferred,
That it was not real.
and that causes them pain and suffering.
Right. Well, they went on to
To
say
the tune of $1 billion.
to the tune of $1 billion. That's a lot of money.
Is he going to actually have to make good on that?
It's impossible.
What kind of insurance does he have?
He's-
Is he an Aflac guy?
No,
No?
He the supplemental doesn't cover that. No, he could work for 10 lifetimes and not have $1 billion. He's not.
That's the point. They want him to stop working.
I could
no, they
say
want to
something-
erase him from the
I
internet.
could say something stupid, and someone could sue me for $1 million, and my insurance would cover it. I have that on my insurance.
You do.
I do. Yes.
Oh.
So
Well, you could say all sorts of
it could
stupid
happen
things.
twice in 1 year. I
So, okay,
actually
wait.
just met my insurance guy this last
And
week.
that you open up with that. How many times can I offend
And he told me
someone?
I could be sued twice in 1 year for $1 million.
For what if it was $1 billion?
They're not going to cover that.
So I found out how much Alex Jones is apparently worth.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like it's only worth. He's only worth 135 million. or-
Wait. Start all over.
His
How
net
much?
worth is
His net worth is like 135 million.
135. I don't believe it.
What do you think?
That's what
I
the
think
New York Times
I think,
said.
Yeah, it's a bunch of
New York Times News-
propaganda.
yeah.
I think
Get better sources,
I think he's
Preston.
worth.
I'm trying.
I think he's
More
worth
like
5.
New Dork Times.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's not even funny. I think he's worth 5.
100
$5
billion.
million. No, $5 million.
dollars.
$5 million. I think that's what he's worth.
How much silver is that, Jesse?
It's a good amount.
Checks out.
Yep.
He's the expert.
Yeah. No, and I love Alex Jones.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
You don't think he's worth 135 million?
No, not even close.
But sometimes they say net worth. It doesn't mean he's got that much in the bank.
No, it never
just-
means that they have that much in the bank. That's
Mm-hmm.
one of the things. These New Dork Times, what they do is that they try to conflate what his companies are worth and
Yeah.
all. He doesn't have access to that. None of the
No.
billionaires have are liquid billionaires.
Well, even his studio and everything he has in his studio, even if he sold everything for top market value, he's probably not even bringing in a couple million at the most.
Yeah.
He's just not, it's just not there. And the technology, that's the other thing is
And he's been deplatformed, so he
for the
can't
most
even-
part.
Yeah.
I mean, I still watch him.
He's on Rumble probably.
Yeah, he's on Rumble. Rumble's fantastic.
Erica watches Rumble a lot.
Okay.
She's been watching a lot of Rumble lately.
Yeah. Not our show.
Really driving a wedge. What's that?
She's like, Dan, you really got to watch the Rumble.
There we go.
You got any feedback
Hey.
on that yet?
I had her listen to it.
Okay.
Yeah, and she laughed.
Okay. And then the
Savannah.
silent treatment began.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And that was a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. What's Savannah's take on it?
did not think it was funny.
Yeah.
She
I-
even
I-
gave Dan an earful,
I
didn't
apologized. I feel
Yeah.
bad about it, but not so bad that I won't do the voice again.
she? Yeah. Hey, speaking of Savannah, we got a story.
Okay. Savannah saw something crazy.
Savannah
the
saw
other day.
something crazy. We were working, washing windows
And she
at a
did.
hospital. And she said this guy came out, and he was kind of sketchy looking, almost like he didn't know where he was going or what was going on, barefoot. And she said he was walking, kind of looking around, and then he tripped and fell over a curb, like a curb.
Yeah.
But not a little curb, like a curb that he would have seen that was there. And then she said, and he tumbled, like slow motion, tumbled to the ground.
Yeah.
And like he was like basically rolling, head over foot, just rolling. She goes, it felt like I was watching a cartoon. She goes, and I was getting ready to go over and, are you okay? And help him. And as he started to stand up, his pants fell down as he's standing up. And he wasn't wearing any underwear. So she said it was just this thing where he just walks out of the hospital, tumbles over a curb, stands up, and his pants fall down.
And she's like,
right there in the middle.
I'm going to let that be.
everything. And I'm gonna let it-
That's
let
no
it go.
longer my business.
Yeah, and she was like disturbed. I'm like, you lucky woman. I wish I were there. So I couldn't appreciate it, but
Pumpkin dip.
You know, did you know it's Jesse's birthday today?
No, I did
Yeah,
not
it's
know
Jesse's birthday.
Yes, it
He's
is.
29.
29.
29 years old.
Yep,
Halfway to 58.
that checks out.
Yep.
Yep.
How much silver is that?
What, 58?
58 years of silver.
58 years. Well, hopefully, like $1 billion.
that. Okay. What do you got today? I mean, I've got more stuff. I mean, you
All
haven't.
right. No. Wait.
I got stuff.
Wait.
Cool.
Oh, I got something. Have you ever sent someone? Oh, I actually have two things that are pretty good here. Oh, I have three things. I thought I had nothing.
I'm glad you came prepared.
I do.
Have you mentioned the 10 show challenge recently?
What?
No, I haven't
Do you
mentioned
know the 10 show challenge?
We have a
10 chode challenge?
Just call me Joe Biden.
10 show challenge.
I got two words for you. Made in America.
It's the 10 show challenge.
10 show. Okay.
Where
okay.
we-
Much
10
better.
show.
10 show.
It's a 10 show. Pumpkin dip.
So
There was a snort there somewhere. The 10 show.
the 10 show challenge
Yeah.
is that what we do is we invite you to just watch or listen to 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe you won't like it. Maybe after episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 9, you're like, I'm not into it. We're just asking you to listen to 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And once you've listened to 10 episodes, give us a full 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And if you still don't like it, we're just going to ask you to listen to 10 more episodes
Until.
until you like it.
Yeah.
You just repeat that process.
It's called the 10-show challenge.
It's the 10-show challenge. And I don't know why that's funny, and it's bothering me that I'm saying it. So we do have a 10-episode challenge is what I'm going to call it. Have you ever sent someone a video? Just a funny video. I sent my son a funny video today, and I thought he would appreciate it. It was about an 18-year-old paying taxes, and I thought, this is this is going to be funny. And he said, ha, 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 I've seen that before. So I feel like that's like a really depressing thing to get back when you send someone a video that you think is really funny, and they give you the I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Just give me an LOL.
Yeah.
Let me have this. Let me feel like I introduced this to you, like I brought this to your world. And so have you ever gotten that before? It's a little deflating, isn't it?
It is a little deflating.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I don't know if I sent it to you. The emojis that are overused. Did I send that to you?
I don't think so.
So apparently the thumbs up is not a thing that we should be sending anymore.
No, never.
Okay, but listen. So
I almost exclusively send the thumbs up.
Me
I
too.
send thumbs up 10 times a day.
I do too.
You guys are so old.
I know, but that's the thing. That's what this.
It makes me look old. Is that
Yes.
what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
We're
And it actually even almost makes you seem disinterested.
Yeah.
Because when you send a thumbs up, it's not like
Did you read that story? That's what that story says. There's an article, and it's
I
saying
don't
that
have
this.
to. I'm not ancient.
This. I'm sorry. I am.
guess I am.
Do you do thumbs up?
Yeah.
Of course you are,
Great.
Preston.
It's
Of
only when
course you
Destiny
would.
sends me something, so I'm like half interested.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
yeah, good job, good day.
No, but that's it. When
Yeah,
you're only
they
half
said it's
interested.
passive aggressive,
Yeah.
and you don't care about it, and you're just
Yep.
making them feel better by sending them a thumbs up.
That
I am doing that,
Yeah.
but but I still send a
No,
lot.
I send a thumbs up on everything
I
almost.
thumbs up is like you can do that thing right where you can see your most like when you click the emoji
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
your most used emojis. My top 3. I'd be interested what your top 3. Let's all do this. Let's all do this.
is a good
Find out
one.
what your top 3
Harrison,
emojis
find
are.
out what your top 3 is too.
My number 1, and I wish it would show me a number, but my number 1 is thumbs up, and it's probably like thumbs up. It's probably 90% of the emojis that I use. Number 2 is the laughing, crying guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, do you just have the 2 tiers?
The 2 tiers,
Okay, yeah.
laughing, crying guy. And then number 3 is sunglasses guy with the smile.
Okay.
I use that quite a bit. So those are my top 3.
Okay. My top 3 is crying guy.
That's number 1.
Yeah, that's number 1.
Wow.
Number 2 is
The
white
okay.
power. I mean, okay. Well, they say that this is white
supposed
power.
to be white power because it's a
Because it's
W,
a W
and
and a P, yeah.
But that's
I
not
send
why
it
you
as
send
okay.
it.
But they say it's white power.
You know what, though? I feel like all lives should power. You know what I mean? I'm for
yeah.
white power. I'm
Black
for black power,
red power, yellow
all
power.
I want all the colors to have all the power. So like, just because I say I'm for white power,
You're also for black power.
I'm also for black power.
yeah.
Is the fact that I said I'm for white power going to get this show kicked off?
Yep.
Probably.
Yep. You can only
But
find us on Rumble.
you're
But I'm also for black power.
But your insurance will cover that.
Up to $1 million.
Okay.
Twice
Soon for 2.
in a year. I get the sense
2 for 2 this episode.
I get the sense my premium might go up too, but I don't know.
So I've got the crying face, I've got the okay, and soccer ball.
Really?
Because we're in soccer season, and
Okay.
I'm constantly.
So you thumbs up is not one of your top 3.
It's not the okay. The number 4 is the
You
thumbs
do
up.
okay.
I do okay quite
okay.
a bit.
How's okay? Is that all right?
I would say it's all right generally.
Okay. What are
I
your
feel like
top?
Destiny sends it to me when she's like, I'm just like too lazy to type something now. So,
Sure.
okay, all right.
What are your top 3?
Mine's the laughing with the 2 tiers.
Uh huh.
Okay.
Mine there was like the sly like face, you know what I'm saying?
The sly,
And then there was the shades.
the shades.
shades.
You do
Yeah,
the shades.
okay.
I like the shades.
I'm not a big shades
Big
guy.
fan of the
I'm not sure if
shades.
I've ever used the shades.
Harrison, what are your top 3?
The thumbs up,
Thumbs up.
the flag of China,
Did that come through on the mic? He said the flag of
Flag
China.
of China.
and then a cheeseburger.
And a
And a
cheeseburger.
cheeseburger.
All
Okay.
right.
Mine, thanks for asking,
Yeah.
or is the crying, laughing emoji,
Okay, yeah, it's
the
universal.
smoochy face that's blowing a kiss,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
and an eggplant.
He wasn't lying.
No.
Okay. Pumpkin.
Also,
It's
next time
a utility emoji. You can send it in a lot of different situations.
I'm sure you can.
and please stop.
My bad.
The group text doesn't need
I've
that.
asked
Next on my list is the poop emoji.
the poop emoji.
I do a lot of poop emojis.
Yeah. Well, my top 5 are all, and it all checks out as ones that I use, because my next one is the kind of warm smiley face. You know what I mean?
The rosy cheek one.
Rosy cheek smile,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and then face palm. I do that a lot.
Face palm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
All right, I got more things.
What was that thing?
That was the reaction to the video was I've seen that before. It's deflating.
Yeah. So the tap back, haha.
Yeah.
Do you prefer that or like the crying face laughing?
Well, listen, this is my standard. I don't know how everyone else does it, but if I think what you sent me was funny, like if I don't think it's very funny, but I want to be nice, I'll tap back, haha.
Oh.
Okay, if you think it's funny, but you're just trying to be nice.
If it's like, kind of funny, and I'm just trying to be nice, but
Okay.
it didn't like
That's a
really,
ha-ha.
really make me
I
laugh,
gotcha.
I tap back, haha.
Yeah.
If I think it's funnier than that, the next step up is the laughing, crying emoji.
Yeah.
The next step after that is 3 laughing, crying emojis.
Yeah.
And then the top level where I was like, it really, I'll type out, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
That's, if you get a this is hilarious from me, that's like,
It really is
that
hilarious.
actually really did make me laugh.
Yeah, I do haha. I acknowledge the fact. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Right? Then I do the crying laughing face. If I don't think it's funny, I just do LOL.
Oh.
You get a lot of LOLs.
Yeah. every reply that he's ever sent me is just LOL. I'm like, hey Jason, how you doing today? LOL. Okay.
Stop talking to me.
Yeah.
No, I do LOL because they're sending it. I've got one guy in particular sends me a lot of videos.
Sure.
And I don't even watch them all.
Yeah. No.
Some of them I do, and some of them I don't.
I
And I
know.
just do
Accused
LOL.
of doing the same thing.
Who Destiny does it to you?
No, I do it to people.
Oh.
Like people just like send me videos, and I just don't open them. Like that was so funny.
Yeah.
I was like, what was your favorite part? The whole entire thing.
Like
Every bit. All
Start
the
to
parts.
finish.
just like it was a 3-hour documentary on starvation in China.
No, here's what hacks me off is when I send someone an 8-minute video or something like that, and 30 seconds later they come back, oh, that's hilarious. Like you didn't watch it.
That's
There's no
literally
way.
the best thing I've ever seen in its
Yeah.
entirety.
Yeah.
I just don't like the. Why not just tell me this is funny? Why do you got to give me that? I've seen this before.
Yeah, no, that's messed up.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I've been accused of doing that.
He's kind of being a punk, I think. My
Is that
son.
a younger generation thing?
I think that's a younger generation
Yeah.
thing.
I mean,
Oh, speaking of the younger generation, we moved all of his crap out of my house.
Oh.
So we took all of his stuff to his house on Monday. And I forgot to tell this story, but last week, Levi moves into his brand new apartment.
that's a big day for a young man.
It is a big day.
Yeah.
It is a big day.
The first time he's ever lived on his own.
It's apartment community, so it's like a bunch of whatever, it's across from a high school, which I think I feel good. I feel like it's a good neighborhood.
Yeah.
I feel good about where he's living. And
He wanted to make sure his
So-
Uncle Jason couldn't come visit.
yeah, exactly. So it's across from high school. But he called me. He moved in on a Monday, and then he called me like 3 days later, and it was like 10 o'clock at night, and he said, I can't get in my apartment. My key's not working.
Is it
And-
electronic key? or-
No, it's a regular key. But like when you get older, you do learn some things about.
Like sometimes you could lift it up or
Or sometimes
slide
it, bring it back just a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit, and then it'll turn. But it is a deadbolt, so sometimes you push
Pull
it
it
forward,
or
sometimes
pull it.
you
Yeah,
pull
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Sometimes it's in between.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of tricks. So I was like, okay, here's the deal.
Try this.
Because he
try
said
this, try this.
he called me. He was so mad. He's like, I've been trying for 10 minutes to do this. The stupid door won't open, and he's
Yeah.
mad. He's tired, and he can't get into his apartment, and he doesn't know what to do. So I said, FaceTime me. I want to see it.
Yeah.
So he FaceTimed me. I said, point the camera to the thing, and I said, try this. I tried that. Try this. I tried that. Try this. I tried that. Dad, I tried all of this stuff. It's not working.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm thinking, he's so mad right now.
Yeah.
He's so upset about this.
And it's a little too far to drive.
It's 2 hours.
Yeah.
I know people that I could call that could come help him.
But if it was 15 minutes away, you'd be like, I'll be
like,
there.
just
Yeah,
hang
yeah.
tight, listen to music in your car, I'll be there. I totally would have done it.
Yeah.
It's well over 2 hours, and it's 10 o'clock at night. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't be getting home till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So I would have just been like, sleep in your car. So
Figure it out in the morning.
So
son.
I'm thinking to myself,
Yeah.
is it possible he's at the wrong door? Like,
No.
You know what I mean? Is
Yeah.
it, but I'm not going to suggest that because everything I'm saying is making him so mad.
Yeah.
And I said, here's what you need to do. I said, take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Go for a walk, get in your car, and then come back to it.
Cool your jets.
You just need to sometimes you just need to cool your jets. And and so I called. While during that 10 minutes, I'm looking up that apartment community, trying to find an emergency number.
Yeah.
I'm doing that thing. And he calls me back 10 minutes later, and he's kind of like laughing. I was like, did you get in? He's like, yeah, I got in. I was like, what was the deal? He's like, I was in the wrong building. It's like
Meanwhile, someone on the other side of the door is holding a gun.
Yeah, they're freaking out. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah,
that was a funny thing that happened. Yeah.
Well, hey, that's a life lesson.
So I let it go a couple days. I was like, and then a couple days later, I said, "Hey, is it okay if I tell that story? Are we okay with that? You're not going to be upset.
right?
I'm going to tell that story." He's like, "No, it's funny now. You can tell it." So
That's pretty good.
All right. What do you got?
So
I got other things, but
I got one thing, and then we'll hit the Netflix.
I don't need to bogart the conversation.
Friend, listener of the show, fan of the show, mutual
Sure.
friend, Ricky.
Uh-huh.
Tricky Ricky.
Tricky Ricky.
that
I
what-
just saw Tricky Ricky today.
I think that's his nickname, Tricky.
So
Ricky.
he dropped Harrison off at the house the other night.
Okay.
After a church thing, and Harrison comes in. This is the first time this has ever actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison says, "Oh, Ricky says hi." Like, oh, okay. But usually that never completes the cycle.
Hey, tell your dad I said hi.
Yeah, hey,
and then
tell
you
you-
said, sure, I'll do that.
And
but
it
you
never
don't.
happens. It
No.
never happens.
Have you ever told someone that someone else said hi?
No.
I've never communicated.
No,
I've
but
received that communication a lot from
Yeah.
people.
Hey, when you see your dad, say hi.
Will do.
Will do.
I'm not going to do it.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
In the age of smartphones and the internet,
Yeah, you
I
can
feel like
text
that's an
him.
old thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that's you go into town once every week and you see somebody, and they're not going to see you or your family for the next
Yeah.
couple weeks. Hey, make sure you tell your dad I said hi. And then it's like oh, they said hi. Oh, that's wonderful.
Now I got a little bit of this on my back.
Yeah.
Now I
got something else, another responsibility.
Yeah, I feel like it's an older. I feel like in general, well, Harrison did a good job. He did it. He
did
communicated
do it,
the
yeah.
information. I feel like in general we have lost something. I feel like there's an older generation. I was at a funeral one time, and it was a older guy, and I think his wife had already passed. And someone was telling a story about how they said they would just show up at your house. Which is an older generation thing
Unannounced.
to do. We just show up they're
Yeah.
like, hey. But they would always have McDonald's apple pies and coffee with them. So they'd show up at your house and they'd have McDonald's apple pies and coffee and be like, hey, how's it going? We wanted to come over and say hi. And they bring that over. You eat the apple pie. I liked that so much.
Yeah.
And I just feel like if I started doing that, like it would just be weird.
Yeah,
Right? Don't
it
you
would
think
be.
so?
Yeah.
If someone just showed up at your house, although
And like
I
we're-
want to live in that world.
Yeah.
I
don't.
You don't.
No, if like one of you showed up at my house with apple pies and coffee, I'm like, what are you doing?
Leave the stuff and
Leave
get out.
it. Go. Oh, thank you. And you don't invite them in. Thank you.
I feel like just we're missing something as a people.
Yeah. To me, just say, hey,
I am a planner. I'm a big time planner. And so that really doesn't work if people did, I would be like, I'm doing something. Like
Yeah.
I can't do this right now.
Harrison was at a cross country meet last Saturday. I was talking to my dad and our dad, and he goes,
He's not
Sorry.
my dad.
I was,
As far as we know.
as far as we know. He goes, well, he's obviously my dad. 'Cause
Clearly.
I got,
No, he's clearly your father.
it might not be your dad.
I mean,
We
Dad
don't
did
know.
walk into high school one time to pick me up for like a dentist appointment or something, and I'm walking down the hallway.
Yeah.
And if you remember, if you've ever been to the old Elgin building,
Yeah.
I was walking from the cafeteria, and it's a long hallway, and you can see at the end of the hallway,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
see the front doors, and right next to the front doors is the office.
Yeah.
And so I see Dad walk in, and of course, Dad's not going to follow any kind of like.
procedures or rules.
No,
Yeah,
he's just going to walk around shouting my name till I
Yeah.
come. And so I see him because I'm aware what time he's coming, and I'm walking down the hall. And I'm like, okay, I see him. He
Yeah.
sees me, so we're not going to, And then the principal walked around the corner. I was like, oh, no.
Here we go.
And so he walks up to Dad because Dad doesn't walk into the office
No.
like a normal person. He
Right.
just walks straight through.
He's gonna
And the
go
principal's
find
like,
you.
Hey, how can I help you?
Yeah.
What's going on? And now I'm kind of like double timing. I'm like, hey, Dad. And he's like, oh, is this your son? And Dad's like, well, that's what his mother tells me. And I was like, all right, Dad, let's go. Come on, let's go.
I'm taking him to his appointment.
Yes.
You're taking Dad to the appointment. Yeah. What was I saying?
You were talking to Dad about.
Oh yeah. Well, and so he said, "Oh, is Galen? His son is running there." So Galen's son was running cross country at the
Okay.
same event.
All right.
So I called Galen and I said, "Hey, are you at Harding?" He said,
Okay.
"Yeah." And I was taking Gideon to soccer, so we couldn't meet up, but we made plans. We're like, "Oh, hey, what next time you're marrying? Oh, let's get together. Let's go do coffee."
I'm busy.
I didn't tell you when it was.
I'm pretty busy.
But that's the idea.
Sure.
I would rather make
No,
plans.
I'm a planner.
Yeah, I don't
Definitely.
like if Galen just showed up. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, well,
I like Galen.
I have people all the time. I know you do. I have people all the time in my life, that want to get
Yeah,
together
yeah.
or whatever, for coffee or whatever. And it's pretty common that I say, I got 2 Tuesdays from now around 7:00. Like that. That's
It was really weird the other day when I saw you at Panera, and I
Yeah.
looked over at you and like, "Oh, I'm busy." Like you didn't even.
well, I was a little
you weren't
freaked
even
out.
meeting with anybody. You
I
were
was
sitting
just
at the
there
computer.
working. There were a bunch of women at my house. There was a church women's event, and I just had to make myself scarce.
Yeah.
So I was working there on my laptop, and I got nervous when I saw you there because you explained to me the other day that you have that Panera drink
Yeah.
subscription. Do you know about this?
Yeah.
And he told me all you have to do is give him the phone number. And he said you could probably do it, and they wouldn't even know. And of course, so I was like, oh no, he's going to know that I did it because he's going to walk up, and they're going to be like, sir, someone has already given that phone number.
Did you
So-
do it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I was gonna say because I used it.
Yeah.
like literally 5 minutes later.
I know.
That's pretty funny.
I thought that would have been funny.
Just playing that
It
out.
was weird though. And I went to that Panera. There's a coffee shop close to my house, but I actually had a lot of work to get done
Yeah.
because my week had just gone sideways, and I was like, I really got to focus. And so I'll see less people that I know if I sit in the corner at Panera than if I go to my coffee shop. I'll see people all day,
Right.
and I won't get anything done. So I went there to get work done, and then I saw you, and I was like, ugh, I got to talk to him. And we've already decided, we've made this decision years ago, that there's no real reason for us to talk without a microphone.
No.
Okay, yeah.
We stopped that a long time.
If we're not
ago.
recording it, what are we doing? All right. Harrison.
Netflix.
Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Or maybe Amazon Prime or something like that, like YouTube. Or we don't want to put a box around what you watch, so you never know.
Jason, what is your Netflix suggestion of the week?
Watch this today
Okay.
on Peacock TV.
All right.
2-part documentary.
I think I know what it is.
Really?
I Love You, You Hate Me?
Yes, Barney.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I started watching it because there's no way my wife would want to watch that
Yeah.
with me. There's no way she would watch that with
Yeah.
me. And so
I watched it with Shelby.
she went out to get something to eat. And so I watched it for like 15 minutes until
Yeah.
she got back.
I thought it was great.
Yeah?
I really, really did. We grew up after Barney.
Yeah, Barney
So
was not our...
Barney was not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
After I grew up with Barney.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're younger than us.
You said that you grew up
we grew-
after Barney.
Barney was after us,
Okay.
is what
I'm
you
sorry.
meant.
We grew up after the point.
Before.
We were older.
You're traveling from time now backwards, and so in your mind, it's after. But a
Yeah.
better way to say it is that Barney was after us.
It was.
Okay, you said we were after Barney.
We grew up after.
I know what
No,
you're doing in your
before.
brain, but we didn't grow up after Barney. We grew up before Barney.
But afterwards, we weren't.
Exactly. We're old. We're too old for Barney.
We're too old for Barney.
Mhm. That's another way to put it.
Barney was before us.
No,
No.
I don't think so.
I mean, it was. We were older and Barney was younger.
The younger kids liked Barney.
The younger kids like Barney. We were too old.
Yeah.
Because we were before that.
It's a confusing thing.
Anyhow.
What do we like, though? We like the letter people.
Come and meet the letter people. Come and meet the family.
Words are made of letter people. A, B, C, D, follow me.
The letter people.
That was something.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I love the letter people.
They were people that
Made
were
of
shaped
letters.
like letters.
Oh, I'm one of those.
You're an O.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wish there was someone in here fatter than me so I could say, "Oh, you're one of those." But
I'm trying. All right.
Barney.
Documentary.
2-part series. Barney was developed in the late 80s and then blew up in the early 90s and
Blew up. I mean, it was a big deal.
ginormous.
And generated a lot of love and a lot of hate.
A lot of hate. Here's the thing. Barney was always meant for 2-year-olds.
Always.
Always. And at some point, these 2-year-olds became 4 and 6 and 8 and 10 and 12 and 14. And people were kind of still trying to make... Was that the dog?
Outside. Yeah.
Okay. People are still trying to make Barney like a thing of their... like this doesn't... it's like it's not for you.
Yeah.
It's for 2-year-olds.
love you. You love me. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, there's this Barney bashing that started to happen.
Yes.
The-
Where they would bring out like the Barney at like a baseball game.
Yeah.
The Barney whatever would run out, and then the hometown
Mascot would tackle
would
it
like
and stuff.
tackle it
Yeah.
and beat it with the baseball bat, and everybody would cheer. Yeah.
Well, it got really, really, really bad because it was the early days of the internet, and people on the show, cast members and the actors and the voice people were getting like death threats to them and their family. Like Barney's evil.
Yeah.
He's satanic. They do a ritual and this singing, and they bring out these demons. Like people are really hating on it. And
Now, yes or no? Because I've not watched the whole documentary.
Yeah.
Was Barney gay?
unconfirmed.
I'll
He's
take
a big purple dinosaur.
Come on, what are we talking about?
I'm guessing.
All right.
Yeah, he hadn't come out of the closet, but
So-
I'm guessing. Yeah.
So at the end of the documentary, he goes
So-
to prison.
No.
Oh,
no,
sorry.
no. Barney was clean the entire time, but
Okay.
it tormented the family that created it.
Right.
The parents ended up getting divorced. The father committed suicide. The
Wow.
son ended up shooting a neighbor.
Wow.
Went to prison.
Really? The
Yeah.
kid that like helped develop it, basically.
Yeah, the
'Cause
2-year-old that the mom made it
I
for.
saw that part where she was making it for
Yeah,
him.
man, it tore
Dark.
up the family.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Wow.
really, really bad.
But they got rich too.
Yeah, they did get rich.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the issue.
Maybe it was the money. Maybe it wasn't Barney.
Well,
Maybe it was
there's
just the money.
there's something to say that when you have a lot of money when you're young, that you don't value things the same, you don't work for things the same, you don't have a self-worth. There's struggle is a good thing. It allows growth and opportunities. It strengthens you. And people that inherit tons of money early in their life oftentimes are really, really messed up. So at the end of this documentary, they were interviewing Steve from Blue's Clues.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he was the guy. And listen, that's like 2 weeks in a row, Blue's Clues. It's
Come
weird.
on.
Steve is fantastic.
Love Steve.
He's very, very insightful.
Yeah.
And I think he was the one that said it, but he said all these people are defining themselves by what they hate, not by what they love.
Wow.
And
Wow.
it changes how you look at people. Are you someone who defines yourself as someone who hates something? Like there's
Do
a
you
large
get an identity
Your
in what
identity.
you're against?
Correct.
Or do you get it in
what you're for. And there's a huge difference. And there's a large segment of our population, not just one thing, but 1,000 different things.
Like we have an Ohio State banner. You have an Ohio State sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I think there are Ohio State fans that are more passionately against Michigan
Yeah.
than they are for Ohio State.
Correct. And that's no way to live.
That is no way to live.
Right. And that's a small example, but it's like that with politics.
Friend of the show who doesn't
With
listen to
everything.
the show,
Yeah.
Nate, who's the biggest Ohio State fan I've ever met, he once told me, and I told him, I was like, yeah, well, though, but if you had grown up in Ann Arbor, you would be a Michigan fan, right? Like, and you would feel the same way about Ohio State. He's like,
Yeah.
No one. I was like, but you kind of would though, right? Like if your whole family was Michigan fans, you know,
of course you would.
He's like, no, I would have been on. It's like, I'm like, so you're saying like Ohio State is like an objective good, and that Michigan is like objectively bad. He's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he wasn't joking.
No, I believe him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyways, the Barney series on Peacock TV, it's a 2-part series. Each episode is like 50 minutes each. It's really, really good. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
All right. Well,
and Shelby liked it too. So
okay. I'll probably end up watching it. I was very interested in the beginning of it, but I
listen. I love a good doc.
I love it.
It could be about the phone book.
Whenever I discover
Anything.
a good documentary, it just makes me so happy.
Yes,
because I can sniff it out. Like in the first 5 minutes, I can tell you this is going to be a good one or it's not. And when I get 5 minutes in, I'm like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah.
Nothing makes me happier. Well, one thing makes me happier, actually. And
there's a new.
It's that time of year, Jason.
Yeah.
So turn on your TVs to Paramount Plus, and season 13 of Blue Bloods has just.
I swear, I thought you were going with the Great British Baking Show again, and I was like, I'm gonna walk out.
Well, I love Great British Baking Show. We've already used that as our Netflix suggestion of the week. I don't spoil
it. Doesn't stop you from using Frasier over and over.
I'm about. We've been slowly working our way through Cheers, and I'm like season 7 of 10 of Cheers. It's been taking a while, but I'm very excited
to go back to Frasier.
Because
you there's a new Frasier coming out.
Trust
Did I
me,
send you that?
I've been aware of it for years now. You didn't send me anything I didn't already know. I'm on all
I've already seen that.
I'm on all the message boards. So no, I don't want to. Spoiler alert! I don't know if have you guys seen the latest episode of Blue Bloods?
I've never seen one. Not one episode.
Well, Jamie gets shot. Yeah, and it's just
Does
below.
Tom Selleck the one that does it?
It's just below his. No, that's. Shut up. It's just below his bulletproof vest. So.
What? Was it Wahlberg?
Jamie is Tom's son. Okay, Frank Reagan is. Tom Selleck's character is Frank Reagan, and Jamie Reagan is his son. He's a police officer. And the funny thing about this is, like, New York City is a big place.
Yeah.
And these guys are cops in New York City. And somehow you've got a detective, and then you've got a couple of, like, beat cops, and then you've got a guy that's kind of like an undercover detective.
And they're always
then you've
involved
got,
in
like,
everything.
a district attorney, and you've got the chief of police. And somehow, like, everything, the paths just keep on crossing.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're all there, and they're chasing down this bad guy. And Joe, their nephew, who they didn't know about till recently, big deal, and Danny Reagan, otherwise known as Donnie Wahlberg, are chasing down this guy. And they're looking for him, and Jamie, who's my favorite, Jamie Reagan is kind of like hiding behind stuff,
lost interest.
and he's watching, and this guy, and they don't see that the guy sees him, and so Jamie's like, "Put your hands down," or whatever, and the guy shoots him, and he drops to the ground. I mean, we were all crying.
Yeah.
It was very emotional, but he pulled through. The bullet was close to the spine. So
almost paralyzed.
It almost paralyzed him.
Yeah.
But he got up and walked out. And when he's like, I don't want anybody making a big deal about this. This is not that big a deal. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna be back on my feet in 2 seconds. And they take him out of the hospital, and we turned around the corner. There are like 50 police officers with Tom Selleck standing in the middle of them, and great like music kind of plays in the background, and they all start clapping, and Tom Selleck gives them like a real salute, and then Jamie stands up and gives him a salute. I mean, it was just
everybody's crying.
Oh,
Waterworks.
My goodness, so patriotic.
Yeah,
the way I feel when I watch that show, I'm like, you know what?
I don't think I'm not.
We'll give that a thumbs up.
So the new season of Blue Bloods has started,
and one of the best Tom Selleck things ever.
What
was the crossover with Murder, She Wrote?
Yes,
Tom
that's
Selleck.
true. So full circle.
Yeah.
In today's episode.
Yeah. I thought I'd do that. I knew you'd appreciate it.
Yes.
Do
you guys have suggestions?
I don't have a suggestion. I have a bit of a gripe.
All right, I'll take a gripe.
A couple weeks back, I recommended Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
I still think it's great. I love almost every minute of watching it.
Yeah.
Get to the last season, COVID.
Oh, sure.
COVID, and then what was the guy that got killed by the cop?
I don't know.
The guy that got killed by the cop.
George
Floyd.
Floyd.
The George Floyd thing.
I thought you meant on the show.
No.
So you're telling me they went woke?
They went
No.
at least the first episode.
No.
So the first episode
You know what's
of
not
the
woke?
last season.
Blue Bloods. Not woke.
Okay, I might watch it then. But the first episode of the last season started off, everyone was in masks. And Savannah and I instantly looked at each other and were like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, you shut it off.
And so we gave it a little bit. Well, one of the best characters, Rosa Diaz.
Okay.
She's a very somber character. She's like the scary one.
Mexican?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Did the
of
Diaz
some
throw you
sort,
off?
sure. And like they
some sort.
completely changed her character.
I mean, I'm not
She's
woke.
some sort of Mexican, you know.
I think that's racist.
One of those
to me.
ones south of the border. Super racist.
They changed her character completely from being one that like she didn't care about anything. It's like she wasn't passionate about anything. She was like this whole this mysterious kind
Yeah.
of
Like
a
scary
housekeeper.
person. No, but then she left the force because so she could be a private investigator to investigate cops because of the George Floyd
Corruption.
thing, and they made it like all about that for like the
that
first
makes
couple-
sense.
And we couldn't
It's a
even finish.
comedy, right?
It checks
It
out.
is.
Yeah. So they
made it unfunny.
They made it unfunny.
Yeah.
And they completely ruined one of the best characters in the entire series.
You've convinced me to never watch.
No, watch all but the last season. They're all great except that last season. We didn't even try to finish after that first episode. We were like, nah, we're not even trying it.
Preston, were you watching?
No one cares what Preston watches. This is
Did
Man,
Preston,
that's
you
brutal.
just lose your phone or something? You just had a look on your face.
No, I didn't hear you guys for a second, and I think we made eye contact. It's like, same thing. Like,
Okay.
but you know.
No, were you watching anything?
I mean, nothing in particular. I mean, I'm still watching the awful House of Dragon.
Okay.
Hoping that ends, which it should have ended like earlier this week. So
Harrison, are you watching anything? Oh, we just watched Marvel Werewolf. Have you seen that?
No.
It's on Disney Plus. It's aight.
We just started Game of Thrones.
Okay.
you're in for a long haul.
You remember last week when you and I were having a conversation? I don't remember. It was maybe when you saw me at Panera.
Yeah.
And we made the comment that the end of the episode is always the best part.
Not this week.
So far, this week
Yeah.
seems to just be fizzling out.
Well, because we addressed Jesse and Preston.
Yeah, we gave
should have
them
just
a
stuck it
platform.
with
Whoa,
us.
whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, 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 whoa. Put me and Preston in the same conversation.
Uh-huh.
That's not cool. I was here first.
Our
I'm
next
better.
episode is going to be with someone who we've spoken a lot about, Jad. Jad called me this week and wanted to make sure everything was, on
Has
the
he
up
been
and up.
watching the show? Does he get it?
He has been. He made a joke about. He's like, "Oh, so you're going to bump me for David, huh?" Because we were talking about
okay,
that.
so, yeah.
So he gets it, I think.
Okay.
And he still wants to come on. So Jad's. We just known Jad for a long time.
Yep.
There's nobody like him.
And we're going to
Nobody
kick
like-
Preston out for that episode, right? This
Should
room
we
isn't
do
big
it in
enough-
here?
Big enough for all of us.
I don't know. I mean, are we ready to move? We're gonna change We're change studios soon.
We
We could do it in the living room.
or we could make that the first episode in the new studio. It's probably not going to happen, but we could do it. I don't know. We'll talk about it. Either way, Jad will be on the show. Next
Yeah.
episode, Jad will be on the show.
no
And
Jesse.
Preston won't. Preston.
Well, we have 4 mics, and someone's not gonna have one. So
Nose goes.
Oh, okay.
This is Dan signing out for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
sit, Boo Boo, sit. Good dog.
I've spoken.
9-9?
Neither of you